Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bronwyn Newport is sharing how she makes the time for her husband Todd Bradley as they navigate busy schedules. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City cast member had a whirlwind of a weekend co-hosting a red carpet show at the Screen Actors Guild Awards earlier this month, but was still able to have a fun weekend with her husband. But things didn't go entirely too smoothly. Bronwyn took to her Instagram account recently, where she revealed that she had a bit of fashion mishap after her Christian Siriana dress for the after party wasn't delivered in time and got stuck at FedEx. Luckily, her stylist was able to arrange to have another Syrian gown delivered in time, which she wore to the after party. Although this dress to Basel was just a little bit chaotic for Bronwyn, she was able to find peace, and Todd, who flew out to lay in the midst of it all to bring comfort to his wife. Once they were in the hotel room, she snapped a photo of herself wearing a face mask and pajamas, lying in a hotel bed alongside her husband. One good surprise. Amidst all my dress dramas, she wrote over the sweet photo, "I plan to do this weekend alone, as we trying to navigate both our jobs, our dogs, my parents ats, but he surprised me and FW out to here to surprise me." Bronwyn spoke with the New York Post at the SAG-US on Sunday, where she opened up about what she loves about her husband and how she feels about his deadbeat season of RHOSLC. "First and foremost, what I love about Todd's a real leader." She shared Todd's a real executive. "He's a really strong, confident person, and I think you see that in his ability to say, 'I made a mistake and I need to pivot,' or 'I need to learn from this.' It's definitely a trait I could work on, admitting when I'm wrong and pivoting." She admitted that her husband has also been open to criticism about his behaviors on screen during season 5 and has made changes because of it. "So I really appreciate the vulnerability." She continued, "Everybody thinks Todd is not vulnerable. That takes a lot of vulnerability to say I'm wrong and makes some changes. Our relationship is much stronger because of it, because I really appreciate that sentiment. I also think, in his own way, when the ladies and I noticed something that was off, Todd was willing to fix it, and sometimes they said stuff and I was like, no, I don't agree with that, and it made me remember all of the things I love about him." For years, Todd Bradley had a reputation, one that hovered somewhere between dependable and predictable. Friends knew him as the guy who always showed up early to every dinner party, who ordered the same medium roast coffee from the same corner cafe, who filed his taxes in January, and never ever missed a dental cleaning. Stability was Todd's trademark. And in many ways, that's exactly why Bronwyn Newport have fallen for him. Bronwyn was, in contrast, a swelling storm of spontaneity. She'd hop on a flight with 24 hours notice, dye her hair crimson just because it was a Tuesday, and adopt a stray cat off the street without so much as a second thought. They balanced each other, the safe harbor and the wild sea. So when Todd walked into their shared laugh last Friday night, hands behind his back, a mischievous grin tugging at the corner of his mouth, Bronwyn knew something was up. What she didn't expect was for this moment to unravel the entire fabric of her assumptions about Todd Bradley. Not Todd's usual woodsy cologne or the faint citrus from his shampoo. This was something richer, velvety, almost intoxicating, like perfume drifting from a Parisian boutique. Bronwyn curled up on the couch with a novel half open on her lap, raised an eyebrow. He pulled his hands from behind his back, revealing a single envelope, thick, heavy, the color of aged parchment. Bron's heartbeat tripped over itself. She knew Todd well enough to know this wasn't a birthday card or a dinner reservation confirmation. Bronwyn slid her finger under the flap, the paper giving way with a soft tear. Inside was a folded letter written in Todd's careful print. Before she could read a word, a small metal key slipped out, clinking onto her lap. The letter was unlike Anything Todd had ever written her, his usual practical terror was replaced by something poetic, almost lyrical. He spoke of secrets, of hidden dreams, of things he'd never shared. Even after all these years together, he spoke of a door, a real door hidden somewhere in their loft, that she had never noticed. The key was to that door. Their loft wasn't enormous, but it was old, exposed brick, uneven floors, and enough quiet architectural details to hide a dozen mysteries. Todd stood back, arms crossed, smiling as Bronwyn ran her fingers along walls, tapped floorboards, and swung open every cabinet door. It was behind the bookshelf. A panel sheet, always assumed was decorative, gave way with the slightest pressure, revealing a narrow arched door with a tarnished PR keyhole. The key fit perfectly. The space was small, cozy, and utterly transformed into a secret gallery. Every inch of the walls was covered in photographs, candid shots of Bronwyn from the past 5 years, images of her laughing at brunch, spinning on a beach, asleep with a book fallen across her chest. Every expression, every moment Todd had quietly captured. A low table sat in the center of the room, and on it a notebook, Todd's secret journal. Inside pages were filled with entries Bronwyn had never seen, all chronic, his dreams and desires, the wild things he'd always wanted to do, but had been too afraid to voice: skydiving in Patagonia, learning to salsa dance, opening a bakery in Italy, and on one particularly recent page, a bold underlined sentence: tears filled Bronwyn's eyes. Todd had always been her rock, her steady hand, but she had never known he craved to venture too. He had simply been waiting for the right moment to share it. As Bronwyn turned the last page of the journal, a flight itinerary fluttered out: 2 tickets to Reykjavik, departing the following evening. "We're going to Iceland." Bronwyn's voice wavered between shock and laughter. "You always said you wanted to see the Northern Lights." Todd shrugged, his grin sheepish now. "And I want to dance under them with you." This was not the Todd she thought. She knew this was a Todd gone, quietly, secretly planning not just a trip, but a whole new era of their relationship, one where spontaneity wasn't just Bronwyn's domain, one where Todd could be wild too. In Reykjavik, Todd danced in the snow sign karaoke in a crowded pub, and jumped into a freezing geothermal pool on a dare. Bronwyn watched it all, with awe, realizing that beneath Todd's steady surface was a man who had been gathering courage for years. When they returned home, the secret door remained open, a constant reminder that their lives had room for hidden layers, for reinvention. Todd's journal became their shared book of dreams, with Bronwyn adding her own fantasies to the mix. The surprise had unlocked something deeper than adventure. It had opened a portal to a version of Todd that Bronwyn had never seen, and a version of herself that was ready to embrace it. The door, the photos, the journal, each piece of the puzzle had been part of Todd's elaborate surprise. It was a gesture more profound than a proposal or a birthday gift. It was a declaration: "I'm ready to leap." "Are you?" Bronwyn, of course, leaked with him. Together they made lists, dreamed bigger, turned their once routine Sundays into spontaneous Sunday, where they drew adventures from a jar and completed them before sundown. Todd's surprise didn't just floor Bronwyn, it changed the foundation beneath them. It turns out love isn't just about knowing someone inside and out, it's about leaving space for the unknown, for the secret doors, the hidden rooms, the dreams they haven't yet dared to speak aloud. Tid had always been her constant, but now he was also her compass, pointing them toward a horizon neither of them had mapped. If there's one thing Todd Bradley has mastered beyond his wildly unpredictable rear leaps, is flair for reinvention, and his signature magnetic charm. It's the art of the perfectly timed surprise. But even for Todd, known for being a man full of twists, this particular stunt managed to flaw Bronwyn Newport in a way no one saw coming. Bronwyn Newport, a self-described planner to the core, rarely finds herself caught off guard. Her calendar is color-coded to the minute, her expectations are meticulously managed, and after a decades-long friendship and at times rumored romance with Todd Bradley, she figured she'd seen every trick up his well-tailored sleeve. But this time, not even close. It started innocently enough a casual invitation for lunch at their usual spot, a chic but understated bistro nestled in the heart of Newport Beach. Bronwyn arrived, expecting nothing more than grilled branzino sparkling water and Todd's typical midweek download about his latest wild idea. Instead, she walked straight into a scene so unexpected it left her frozen in the doorway, mouth slightly ape heart hammering in her chest.